20 minutes, change clothes. I had a meal before the label. Just as long as they know money.
What is up, guys? SlumpTV here on Sports Fan Entertainment, bringing you guys another installment of my top 5 positional players of all time series list, okay? And today, I'll be coming out with my top 5 safeties of all time. I promised you guys this last week in my running backs video. So yeah, with that being said, I just gotta state some things, okay? It was extremely difficult to leave players like John Lynch, Brian Dawkins, people that I watched growing up, you know, Charles Woodson off this list. But it is what it is. I had to put in the top 5 most deserving players of the award and the players that did the most in their time period. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's get on to these. At number 5, I have Mr. Head and Shoulders, Troy Polamalu. Many of us grew up watching him, okay? I'm pretty sure all of us have watched this man play ball. I mean, he was selected 16th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2003 NFL Draft. And in that time period, man, the Steelers just went bananas, okay? Their draft picks were just phenomenal. He ultimately helped the defense get to the Super Bowl in the 2005 NFL season and ultimately beating the Seattle Seahawks with a score of 21-10. Troy Polamalu was a 5-time Pro Bowl, 5-time All-Pro. I mean, he won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2010. In that season, he had about 7 interceptions and about 64 tackles, which raised some eyebrows because, as you know, Landon Collins this season went crazy and he demolished Troy Polamalu's stats. But Troy Polamalu, honestly, was the reason why his team was very successful. His defense, like, we all know that the Steelers' defense hasn't been the best. We know their offense has been continuing to ball out in these past 2 decades. But the defense was phenomenal because Troy Polamalu was among it, okay? Troy Polamalu ended up with a mere 32 interceptions. I believe he had 12 sacks, so that's that. The most memorable play I've ever seen of this guy was when he basically tackled the Titans quarterback. I forgot if it's Jake Locker, but I'm pretty sure it is Jake Locker. In like 0.8 seconds of the snap, bro. This man has phenomenal timing. He brings smart play and aggressive hitting to the game of football. And for those reasons in all total, he is a future Hall of Famer, and he is at number 5. At number 4, I have the lengthy ball hawk, Ken Houston. Now, Ken Houston was probably the stable, the face of all safeties until about 1985, okay? Ken Houston was a beast. Him and Paul Krause, those two guys in my mind just stick out to me as the wide receivers playing in the safety slot, okay? Ken Houston is known most arguably because, you know, he had 9 pick sixes, and that's tied 4th of all time. And as a safety, you don't see much of that. You usually see cornerbacks jumping the screen pass route and taking it to the house. But Ken Houston did phenomenal, man. Ken Houston, not only he was selected 214th overall in the 1967 draft, he was a 3-time All-Pro, 12-time Pro Bowler, an obvious Hall of Famer. Now, he finished with basically almost 50 interception. He finished with 49, and he recovered 21 forced fumbles. So wherever the ball was, he went there, okay? He was just an extremely smart player, and for that, he deserves to be on this list. I don't care that he played back when, you know, they were just running the ball most. That makes it even more impressive that he was able to come away with those picks. If he played probably in this era, he'd probably have 65 interceptions, okay? So yeah, guys, number 4 is Ken Houston. At number 3, I have the bad man himself, Ed Reed. Ed Reed was selected 24th overall in the 2002 NFL Draft, coming out of the U. So he was joining his partner in crime in Ray Lewis. Eventually, they formed an incredible duo on the defensive side of the ball. Now, it's kind of sad that he wasn't there for, you know, the first Super Bowl victory. But hey, he came in, he knew that he needed a ring, and he got it, okay? He set the new standard for safeties in today's game of football, okay? Most strong safeties want to be like Ed Reed. You see people comparing Jamal Adams to Ed Reed. Hopefully Jamal Adams is the next Ed Reed, because if he comes to Los Angeles, I'm going to be a really happy guy. But man, Ed Reed was just fantastic, okay? He got the 2004 NFL Defensive Player of the Year award, and that season alone was probably the best season out of any safety in the history of the National Football League. I know that Landon Collins had a great year this year, but hey, Ed Reed he's a new face of the safety, okay? We know there's Ronnie Lott, we know there's Paul Krause, there was Ken Houston, but in this decade, it is Ed Reed. kids have to try and watch Ed Reed's tapes, watch how he played, and try to mimic that and playing like that, okay? In 2013, we all know what happened. Ray Lewis announced that he was going to retire after the season. And what happened? This man, Ed Reed, Joe Flacco, the Baltimore Ravens, ultimately went on to win the Super Bowl 47 over the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm happy because Ed Reed needs this Super Bowl ring to place him in the top 3. If he did not win this ring, then maybe people would be saying Troy Polamalu, but Troy Polamalu was a linebacker turned safety because he was too small to play the linebacker role. And that move helped him make himself a Hall of Fame career and Hall of Fame contender, okay? Now, the thing with Ed Reed is Ed Reed was an 8-time All-Pro, okay? More All-Pros than 2 guys behind him. He had 643 tackles, 7 pick sixes, and 64 total interceptions. So yeah, guys, with that being said, Ed Reed clearly is a top 3 safety of all time thanks to that Super Bowl win over the San Francisco 49ers. And man, that Ravens defense for a decade was strong and solid, man. At number 2, I have the best pass-catching defensive player of all time, Paul Krause. Paul Krause was selected 18th overall in the 1964 NFL Draft by the Washington Redskins. But hey, listen here, alright? This man, if he were to be translated into Madden, he'd have 99 catching. Because look, they didn't run the ball that much. They didn't pass the ball that much back then. We all know this. Imagine if he got translated into this generation and he was notably the best safety. He'd probably end up with at least 100 interceptions. Like, you gotta understand, man. This man completely changed it. Him, Ken Houston, 6'3". Now you see people like Eric Weddle, Earl Thomas, shorter safeties playing the game. Back then, these safeties could have played wide receiver. And that's just facts, okay? If he switched over to the wide receiver position, I can tell you right now, he'd probably end up with 1,000 receiving yards each and every single season. So yeah, guys, with that being said, this man was a 9-time All-Pro and obviously a Hall of Fame inductee. So I have this man, Paul Krause, at number 2. At number 1, I have the obvious choice in Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott is the only safety I know that surpassed 1,000 career tackles. He ended up with 1,146. This man was selected 8th overall by the San Francisco 49ers in the 1981 NFL Draft. And this pick sparked, like, the Niners just had an incredible draft class from 1978 to like, they completely changed it, man. He was a part of that bad dynasty that went on to win 4 Super Bowl trophies. He has 4 rings to his name. He got 63 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. And man, he was both a safety and cornerback. So technically, he is the greatest defensive back to ever play the game. I don't think there's any questions about it, man. He did both, and he succeeded at both. Like, man, the Niners, they were cheating, man. They had a 99 overall squad back in the late 1980s and early 1990s. That ain't fair. The other teams probably had to rage quit. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that has been my list for top 5 safeties of all time. Now, if you disagreed with this list, leave your comments down below. I know there's going to be a ton of Charles Woodsons, a ton of Brian Dawkins, but you have to understand, man. Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed were on top of that, the safety list for the entire 2000 to 2010s decade. Like, those two were the 2 stars of this generation, and we have to realize that, okay? Yes, Brian Dawkins was a hard hitter, and so was John Lynch. But are we really going to leave out those 2 guys for them? So yeah, with that being said, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to Sports Fan Entertainment, and come check out my channel. Link will be down below in the description. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that's been it. You've been watching SlumpTV on Sports Fan Entertainment. Peace out.